I just want to make this short little video, clarifying some things that I think that you may need to be aware of about my channel and everything like that, because I was thinking about that last night as I was listening very curiously to my Neptune and Aries podcast that I did very um, clearly. Um, I don't want to, you know, beat a dead horse or anything like that. I don't want to dwell on the past or anything like that or overemphasize or overanalyze the past because I think I may have the tendency to do that sometimes and I'm trying to avoid it. But just to say, yesterday's podcast on Neptune and Aries, I did mention an astrologer and I did do it in a negative way, um, where I was, calling him out on his video, but nothing negative, nothing too negative. All I was doing was saying, your points are totally valid, but the idea that you're basing the video on is wrong. Um, and so, I think that that's, safe to say, do that. And I think the reason why, as I said in the video that I brought it up is because I've already brought it up. So I figured, well, just why not bring it up? It's one thing if I brought it up, but then, I sort of went a little bit far and, um, you know, called him out even more. And then, I realized that like everything I was saying was true and everything like that. And I realized that. And because I realized that, because I called it out in the podcast, there's some things I wish I didn't say in there. Um, just like, Adam, if you're watching this or whatever that I said. I do watch that and I do feel um uncomfortable seeing that. However, you have to, like, if you watch that episode, please, don't stop the episode just because I do that. Because if you listen to it, I acknowledge it, I apologize. The thing I don't say is it's still true. Like, there's a way of saying, like, I'm sorry that I um, did this or said this, but it's still true. And that was true, and that's how I feel. So I just wanted to acknowledge that. I put a lot into my videos. I put, so much, um, energy and my heart and my attention and my care and I want to say my blood, sweat, and tears into going in depth about points and emphasizing insights and making it interesting and deep. And I was genuinely watching my podcast episode last night because I was just so curious about it, about Neptune Aries, and I wanted to learn about it. Um, and I have to say, it was so stimulating, so interesting. Like, I could be watching another one of my videos and just like, ooh, this is kind of boring and I'm not impressed with this. But seriously, I was listening to it on my, Bluetooth speaker that I got, several years ago for my phone and everything like that. And I was listening to it, and in my humble opinion, it was perfectly imperfect. It was very, very good. Like really good. Um, in a way that, delivered um the information out very, very well in an in-depth and interesting way. Um, and I was like, this is the kind of way that astrologers should be explaining astrology, not fact, 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 things I already know, fact, fact, fact. Like, now that I'm genuinely interested, I listen to it and I go, this is the astrology podcast or video that I'm into, when I, listen to it. And there's a lot in there. I don't just list, because what I used to do with videos is list the fact, the fact, the fact, the fact, and go on and on about this. Um, I don't do that anymore. I try to do less points, and really go in depth into my insights. And now I have all this, fired up energy. I've never felt better for, a long time. With all my Mars and Gemini energy and my Aries Sun energy and everything, like I am creative. I'm giving insights. I'm giving examples. I'm giving stories from my life. And like I have to admit, it is so worth watching. Please get past the fact that there's a picture in it and that it's a listening episode. Just please give the videos a chance. They may look long. They may look like they may overwhelm you. But in my humble opinion, I'm telling you, when I saw that video, I was like, this is going by so quickly. This is so engaging and entertaining. Um, and I kind of don't want this to end. And so please don't be intimidated if the video is long. I will not edit myself. I will not cut out. If something were to come up, then I'm going to acknowledge it. I'm going to talk about it. I'm just say what I want to say about it. If I post a video that's long, please give it a chance because if you click on the video, you'll find that it is so worth watching. It is so worth watching because I put a lot in there and I don't want to become full of myself or anything, but quite honestly, I think that those are going to probably become one of the deepest astrology videos on the internet, the whole podcast platform, if I have to be perfectly honest. Um, I honestly wish that I was on Spotify at this point because I think that my podcasts deserve to be up on Spotify because I found them so good. Sometimes I edit and I watch things about myself that I just like, ooh, I don't like that. I feel really, really uncomfortable. Why am I saying that? Like even the videos that I put out there, I sometimes go back and watch it like, why did I say that? That's embarrassing. I am the only one that should feel that way. Nobody should like call me out for anything like that because I'm already aware of it because that's one of my pet peeves is when people tell me things I already know and call me out on things I'm already aware of. Um, And so, as I've stated in my Jupiter Virgo podcast, if you haven't seen that podcast, if you're interested in Jupiter and Virgo, if you're interested in astrology, if you're interested in knowing a better interpretation, I implore you to go listen to that episode. I have Jupiter and Virgo retrograde. It is real. It is raw. It is authentic. It is me speaking from my heart and insights combined with the things that I've learned about Jupiter and Virgo and the things that I know, going in depth into the shadows, talking about the gifts and what they're already good at, how they can gain true luck in this life, not the surface level interpretations that I describe, um, and how they can heal and grow and thrive and live their best life from the shadows and the whole idea around it is seeing the bigger picture, like not being so caught up in the details. They are not here to learn to um e- to um to say you're gonna get lucky if you pay attention to details. Like that is not Jupiter in Virgo, because they're already sucked into that and that's not how they will gain luck. And I explained that very, very well on the podcast. Like I seriously want, like, if you're interested in astrology, at all, really. Again, I really, really want you to go listen to that podcast. I'm not ordering you, you should do this, but if I was younger and if I was less wise, I'd probably do that. But now I'm wiser. Like, please go listen to that because it is so going to be worth your time. It is the realest, raw, authentic thing of astrology I've ever done. I couldn't have explained things better. I feel like why is it so good? That's what I'm thinking. Like, why is the podcast said so well? I'm just overwhelmed. I'm just speechless about it. Um, and it's probably one that you're going to listen to over and over again because all the points are there. If you don't care for it, then that's fine. You don't have to like it, but I just really want you to give that one in particular a chance. So, again, emphasizing the point, give the videos a chance. You're going to find that there's so much pearls of knowledge and wisdom in them that I put there now. It is so stimulating, so interesting that it is so going to be worth your time, I feel like, to watch those videos or listen to those videos. And speaking of videos, I really enjoy doing podcasts. They're the easiest thing to do. I don't have to edit or do anything like that. I can just have my phone, record the podcast on my voice recording app, transfer it into a voice changer, pick an image, and then and then transfer it to my channel after that. They're the easiest to do, first of all, and I enjoy them the most because I can really, really go deep. Like, I might do a lot of podcasts, and I want to make a lot of episodes of my podcast. Like, I enjoy doing Google Power presentations. I do enjoy doing lives, but I think podcasts are my favorite format for doing videos. Um, because they just show that they're deep. Like, my podcasts now are not surface level and deep. And the Neptune Aries one, I put all of it into it. I put every opinion about it, every thought about it. Like, I also really want you to go see, that episode, because it is a big transit and I want people to come back to it and watch it over time because it's going to be here until 2039. Um, now that I truly enjoy what I'm doing, I don't want to be like, greedy or um, what's the word, unsatisfied. I honestly think that I should be getting a bigger following than I have, if I have to be honest, because there's so many pearls of knowledge and wisdom in there that I think that more people should be tuning in and listening to it. And I do kind of talk on and on and on, but it isn't like that. It isn't just blabbering and talking opinions and all that stuff, gossip. It's real information. I just am very enthusiastic about it and talking about it. So please get past that. So I'm not going to dampen down my fiery energy as a Mars and Gemini person. I talk real solemnly and unenthusiastically about it when I feel so enthusiastic about what I'm talking about. So it will come across because it's real, because it's authentic, because it's what I'm feeling in the moment and I want to express that. But sometimes I feel uncomfortable with videos of myself that I want to post, and for from now on there'll be no old content. The Saturn videos, the Saturn to the Signs videos and the North Node videos. I do want to do those videos over because like I'm done posting old content. I don't want to repost those videos. Those are going to be on my other channel. Like I'm done. I don't want to do it anymore. New content. And so yeah, so I do feel uncomfortable watching myself, and the only reason why I would delete anything is because if I just feel it's just not necessary to talk about, or combined with the fact that maybe or separate from that, that I feel uncomfortable watching myself and I don't want you to see. Like, for example, I'm going to tell you there was my podcast episode about AI, and in the AI podcast, I said that I was interrupted and I didn't give you the details of it, but I gave you the lesson and the moral of the story, which I will do and I will speak from my heart if things happen. I was interrupted. A family member was interrupting me about my health matters, my physical health, and it seemed like they were telling me what to do in a very dictatorial, very nagging kind of way. And there was an argument. I was mad. I was trying to avoid the situation. I genuinely wanted peace. I didn't want to engage, um, and everything like that. And so if you heard that, it would be the most embarrassing thing, and I would feel so terrible about it because it was so dramatic. And so I had to edit that out, but I did not edit out the thing about it that I said in the lessons of it. Like, if something comes up, whatever it is, I will talk about it. Just expect that I will talk about it. I will not hold back. I certainly didn't hold back on the Jupiter and Virgo podcast. I didn't hold back on the Neptune and Aries podcast, and I'm not going to continue holding back. And that leads me to my next point that I want to make. I have been so consumed with making videos that I realize this is not healthy if I'm doing this all the time. I need to seriously take a break and focus on other things. Um, and I've just been observing of myself, but I've been so consumed with social media and making videos and all that, and myself and getting so caught up in myself, like hearing myself and hearing what I'm saying and hearing what I'm saying, like I'm just getting so absorbed into myself that I'm like, can I, like take a break? Like, am I getting too sucked into myself? Am I getting too, consumed with myself? Um, with this, like, I can't think of any other way to talk about it. And the thing is, I apologized for things in my videos and I cover up things, because I feel from my heart that I want to do that. Um, and that it's right. However, I do feel this fear in me that if I continue apologizing, if I continue covering up, what it will turn into is holding myself back from expressing my authentic voice and my authentic truth. From speaking my truth, from saying exactly what I want to say, from being my creative self. Um, and so, um, and so what I'm afraid is what will turn into, like, I have to be really, really careful and I have to draw the line and say, no, I won't turn into being very apologetic and holding back and overly caring what you think. And I care about you as viewers. I want you to enjoy my videos and I want more to follow my videos. However, if I make posts and videos for the sake of you and you alone, and pleasing you, as I've stated in my Neptune and Aries podcast, I can forget about making, videos on YouTube because the whole point of doing this in the first place was to express my authentic voice, to share what I want to share, not to please you, not to cater to you, not to give you what you want, not what I want, to to completely serve you and not serve me, to compromise my own creative energy in my videos to serve you and all that. Like when I make posts, you're gonna see my real thoughts and opinions of things come out when I make posts, for example, and my thoughts and things. There will be updates and there will be more objective, factual posts, but a lot of them will be my thoughts and opinions. And I do want you, if you're reading them, to not dismiss it, not judge it, but to be open to those things. Like yesterday, I shared a post about intellectual traction, and video that I was seeing on AI that I was researching and my true feelings about the intellectual attraction combined with that. And there's a song about it on my YouTube channel, and there's a thing about how I find the written word intellectually attractive, and I share my opinions on that very, very in depth. And so, I don't, like, I'm not imploring you to go read that post. Like I'm imploring you to go see my podcast episode about the astrology. But I will share my, opinions, and I don't want to crowd the algorithm with posts, but that's kind of the whole point of writing posts, is for me to express my words in a clear, non-rushed, edited, non-rambling, well written out, articulate, creative way when I write posts. That's what I'm going to stick to from now on, is writing posts, because I can do that, unlike what I can do in Instagram stories and all that stuff. Um, so I'm going to, continue to do that. Like, it won't just be updates and video summaries and all that. Like, I won't use the community tab. Like, somebody was telling me the other day, like, you are doing it for an audience, and you need to think about the audience, and you're presenting to an audience, and like, I know that. But if I have that philosophy, it is going to totally ruin my creativity. It's going to limit me, and I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use it for what I feel is right, for what I genuinely want to use it for. And I'm going to make the videos that I genuinely want to do that, and however many videos, and the videos I want to make that genuinely feel right for me. And that's what I want to make clear, because my mind works in very simple terms. I have to be true to myself and authentic myself, because if I get swayed into what you think and getting so caught up in that, then I get confused, and then my values get all twisted around, and then I just end up in a muck, and then I just feel so guilty, and then I have to go back to what I was doing because, oh, this is not serving me. Oh, this is not working out for me. I do want to be open to compassionate, constructive criticism, though. I will take that into consideration. And I really, really want to. Like, I seriously do want to take that all into consideration. Like, I want to, but if I'm being perfectly honest and real and raw, like, I just, like, you're getting like, you get following. Like, I'm just saying the honest truth. You get following on your, YouTube channel and everything like that, because of the things that you produce when you didn't have as much following. And so I may get a lot of following on my channel, because if I continue to do things the way that I want to do them, then I may get, a lot of following, and I'm getting a lot of following, because of that. And then it turns into, pleasing the audience, and, doing all that. And pleasing the audience, one way of doing that is, taking everything that they're saying, like every criticism and every, opinion and everything like that personally, and then having that compromise my creative energy and what I want to say, like the whole idea around Carly's channel about owning authenticity. You're going to watch that channel, and you're going to find, ooh, it's very similar to what I'm saying here in my videos from now on, except I get to the point. I don't just, ramble, and I don't just have an off button. Like, I know when to stop, I know when to edit. I do feel that she, is not the best at doing that, in my opinion, or wasn't the best at doing that. My Mercury in Taurus really helps me get to the point and speak to what I really want to speak about, instead of the extra stuff, not just talk to talk, like speak with intention and meaning and purpose. So do bear that in mind if you think like, oh, you're talking a lot and doing all that. Like, do bear that in mind in my videos and podcasts. Um, um, And so, getting consumed with this, um, y- I really want to take these things into consideration, but I am just have this fear, have this anxiety that I'm going to become an unhealthy version of myself. I'm going to take you too personally, take you too lively, and then get so wrapped up in this that I'm just not going to enjoy it anymore. And I'm going to become pulled down by it. I'm going to be living from the outside in and not the inside out. I'm going to become drained by it and sucked in by it. And your projection that I'm perceiving and bias and opinions of me are going to get the better of me. And they're going to infuse with what I want to produce, with what I want to say. And that's my fear, and that's what I'm trying to avoid. So if I ever feel like it's getting to that point, I'm going to stop. I'm going to be aware of it and go back to, nope, I'm doing this for myself personally, but I want to share it. That's the whole point. I'm not doing it just simply for you, for your followers. That's not what I'm doing. I'm doing it for me because I want to share it, because I want to make it public, and I hope that you enjoy it and find value of it. And that's the real reason of it. And ideally, I would not care what you think to the point of ruining my creative energy when I want to produce, and focus on other things and have a balanced life. Like I would do it the way that I wanted to, live a balanced life with other things like that would be ideal. Not doing it all the time and getting, the more you do it, if you do it constantly like I was doing, you'll get so wrapped up in what the audience thinks that you may unconsciously and you may just so naturally, like it's so natural and easy to get so caught up in what the audience thinks. Like it's so natural to do that. And I want to be aware of it and I want to not give into that and stay on the center of being my authentic self because I feel that that is right for me. I think I've emphasized that point enough now. I think the very last and probably one of the most important points in this whole thing is look at my content first of all, and then look at me. Let me give you the facts. I'm 21 years old. I am, living at home with my parents and doing all that. I think that you can probably guess I am not an astrologer. The difference between interested in astrology, making videos, and astrologer. Astrologer looks at charts. Astrologers may do readings. Astrologers are professionals, experts at what they do. In my humble opinion, I consider myself pretty knowledgeable and advanced, and I am really anxious to see comments under my latest videos about what I say and the way that I say it. Like I'm really anxious, and because I presented the information that I wanted to in the way that I wanted to, then after that, when I presented the way information that I wanted to, then my authentic self, then I'm interested to really care what you think of me because I did that. Not that I presented the video for you, then I wouldn't care because it's like I had enough of this. Or I'm taking away the, sole, purpose of this. Is probably another reason that I'm not thinking of right now, but that's what I can think of right on the spot right here. So, um, I am not an astrologer. I have not a whole lot of skill with looking at charts. You're never going to find me pulling up a chart and analyzing a chart. I'm still learning to do that from astro.com. I'm using that software more, but I use another software to get my astrological information that's easier for me and I feel more sustainable for me now. But I will do that. I'm not, very good at that. I don't know the meaning of every, like, I don't know how astrologers know the meaning of all these aspects and all these things. Like, I just don't know how you know it. Like, there's so many aspects. I can guess at the potential meanings of it by my knowledge that I already know, but the real specifics I may not know or remember with those meanings. So that's why I have to look things up and learn things before making videos, just to review and make sure that, when I do that, and I do have notes so that, because it's like if I'm just talking, then it's like I don't know what to talk about. I have no idea what this means. I don't have anything to say about this. It's like I don't know how astrologers can just, make videos and not have any notes whatsoever and be able to just talk about it. I can't do that. I need a loose structure and some points to talk about so that I can really expand and talk freely and give my insights and all that. Like if I just make a video like the daily shorts, like astrology videos, or do all that, which is not sustainable, or just astrology videos where I'm just talking, then then I basically don't know what to talk about. And I don't have anything to talk about. It's like I don't know anything on the subject and I barely have anything to talk about. When I have notes, I have so much to talk about. So I want to be real and raw, but I really hope that I'm not taking away from, like, I'm not spoiling the effect of my videos by saying that. I don't want to give things too specifically away because I don't want to spoil the effect of my videos and make them illegitimate, make them meaningless in that kind of small way. Like I don't want to dampen down the video and make it less exciting or less important and less significant than I feel that it should be. But I don't want to pretend that I am an astrologer, that I know so much when I know a lot of things, as it will come across in that podcast, but I don't know everything. And there are some skills in astrology that I, do not honestly have developed quite well enough yet. And but I know a lot that are not fit into Deborah Silverman's I would be a peg in a box, whatever the expression is I can't think of. Deborah Silverman's astrology school, the astrologer I used to follow, I would not fit in because I would know so much and I don't see the point. Like, she would be seriously surprised and seriously impressed and awed at my interpretations and my deep interpretations. Like, seriously, if you listen to it, you will probably be awed and enlightened and like, wow, this is deep, this is meaningful. Like, that's how I want you to feel. And that's how I'm not saying you should feel but that's how you very might feel. And you could feel that way when I do those podcasts. And going back to what I was saying about judging me in the comments, please don't use the word you should do this. You should try to do this, or, whatever, because the word should is like, oh, I must do this. Oh, I have to do this. Yeah, oh, I need to do this. Could is like I could, but I don't have to. Like it's an idea, it's a potential, but I don't have to. So be very, very mindful of your word choice when writing those comments in that way. But going back to what I was saying, there's some skills that I don't have yet. I'm very, very interested in astrology. I share my insights and knowledge, but I'm not an astrologer. As you can probably guess, and I want to be real and raw. Like you're thinking, wow, you're so young and you're an astrologer. No, I want to be real in this video. I am not. Okay? I am just not. I'm now in my life, I'm thinking that would be a good idea. I'm not showing charts in my videos because I don't want to get into the minutiae of the chart because when I talk about aspects in my videos, there'll only be a couple very significant aspects that I want to really go in depth upon. Not a lot of aspects, like there's one astrologer that talks about so many things in her videos, and she is just so shallow with everything that she talks about. Shallow, shallow, shallow. Talking about a little bit of this on this, talking about, a little bit of this on this subject. It's like, no, I don't want to watch those videos anymore because they're almost meaningless to me. And she's telling you, like, this is what you should do, and, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, during her forecasts. And, it's like so many things to do, and I don't want to overwhelm you with that. And I'm not going to tell you this is what you should do in my videos. I don't want to do that. I'm going to try not to do that if I can help it. But she's just so shallow with things. I don't want to do that because that depletes your real insights and your real truth and the real meaningful, significant information. Like if you go back and watch my videos from previously and watch my new videos, you'll find a difference. Like find that I'm listing the facts. I'm not going in depth. The new videos that I'm making, I give my insights. I give examples, like, they're more in depth and they're way more fun. Like, you'll find that I'm more enthusiastic about my videos now than I was, the way that I was doing them. And now I'm like, nope, I don't want to do this way anymore. Not that those videos aren't good, because there's plenty of good information in there, and I do deliver it in a good way. But now I've realized this doesn't work for me, and I'm changing the way of doing videos. So that's what I want to say about that, so I don't keep repeating that in every video that I do. So I'm saying it here now. Um, but I could think of being an astrologer, since I'm so curious about it. Like, I'm so curious about, astrology now, and there's a podcast on Spotify that I want to seriously listen to and engage in. And I don't want to be wrapped up on my own episodes. Like, I think those are the only interesting episodes out there. But it does feel like I am an astrologer the way that I deliver information. And I want you to feel that way. Like, I want you to feel how knowledgeable I am. Like, I'm very, very knowledgeable, and I'm very enthusiastic, and I am an astrologer, but I'm not an astrologer. Like, I am a YouTube astrologer, talking about it and making really, really good videos about it, but I'm not an astrologer doing readings, looking at charts, doing all that. That's what I mean by not an astrologer. But I would consider myself a YouTube astrologer, talking about it and you know, explaining it in a very, very in-depth way. Like, seriously, I can't say enough good things about the podcast. They are so, so deep and so meaningful to listen to. Again, I implore you to go see those podcast episodes, the one I made this week. I think that you're gonna really find them very interesting and insightful. If you go watch those. So I just wanted to make this video just to clarify things. Hopefully that will be the only video that I will make today. I'm trying to take a break this week, maybe attend to other things on my channel, focus on other interests, because I think that's healthy. I will be back on Friday to do a podcast on the lunar eclipse in Virgo, talk about all the themes of that, possibly get into some of the aspects of it, like what's going on that day with the aspects to the lunar eclipse. I will be at my grandparents', so there will be all podcasts. I think I'm thinking of doing all podcasts next week as well. Like, I may very well do more podcasts than any other thing, actually, come to think of it. Maybe because I enjoy those the most. Um, and so, yeah. So I don't want to get into the minutia of that. I just want to leave you with my thoughts about things. And that's all I want to say. And bye for now.